The carbon footprint of food production. Food production significantly contributes to greenhouse gas emissions, particularly through the cultivation of meat and dairy products. Livestock farming, especially cattle, produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Shifting towards plant-based diets can reduce carbon footprints, as plant agriculture typically generates fewer emissions compared to animal farming. Deforestation and land use changes. The demand for certain food products, such as palm oil, soy, and beef, has led to large-scale deforestation. Forests are cleared to make room for agricultural production, leading to loss of biodiversity and disruption of ecosystems. Sustainable sourcing and choosing products that don't contribute to deforestation can help mitigate these impacts. Water usage and food production. Water is a critical resource in food production, with some foods requiring significantly more water than others. For example, growing almonds and meat production are both water-intensive processes. Choosing foods that use less water, such as vegetables and grains, can reduce water consumption and help conserve this essential resource. Agricultural chemicals and soil health. The use of pesticides, fertilizers, and herbicides in conventional farming can negatively affect soil health and biodiversity. These chemicals can leach into water sources and harm ecosystems. Opting for organic or sustainable farming practices helps reduce the environmental impact of these chemicals and promotes healthier soils. Food waste and environmental burden. Food waste is a major environmental issue, as wasted food contributes to unnecessary resource use, including water, land, and energy. When food is thrown away, all the resources used in production, transportation, and packaging are wasted as well. Reducing food waste by planning meals, composting, and using leftovers can minimize environmental damage. Impact of transportation and food miles. The transportation of food across long distances, especially when food is flown or trucked, adds to its environmental impact. The food miles concept refers to the distance food travels from production to consumption. Choosing locally sourced and seasonal foods can reduce the carbon footprint associated with food transportation. The role of packaging in waste generation. Packaging, particularly plastic, contributes significantly to environmental pollution. Many food products are packaged in materials that cannot be recycled or take a long time to decompose. Reducing packaged food consumption or opting for products with eco-friendly packaging helps decrease the amount of waste produced. Plant-based diets and reduced environmental footprint. Shifting towards plant-based diets has a considerable impact on reducing environmental strain. Growing crops for human consumption typically requires fewer resources, such as land and water, than raising animals for meat. Adopting a plant-based diet or reducing meat consumption can significantly lower one's environmental footprint. The energy use in food processing. Processed foods often require significant energy for manufacturing, packaging, and storage. Energy-intensive processes like refrigeration and freezing also contribute to the carbon footprint of processed foods. Choosing whole, unprocessed foods or items that require less energy to produce can lessen the environmental impact of your food choices. Supporting sustainable and regenerative farming. Sustainable and regenerative farming practices focus on improving the health of the soil, enhancing biodiversity, and reducing environmental harm. By choosing products from farms that prioritize these practices, consumers can support a food system that works to restore ecosystems and reduce the overall environmental footprint of agriculture.